Thank you very much for coming out. I think you will enjoy the book. Before I get into the book, let me just thank the people of Maine for the great victory we won here during the And actually, in the book, there is a paragraph or two about Maine. And the point was that on that particular day, it was early March, it was cold. My memory is correct. Right here in Portland, you had a very, very long line, but people stayed on the line, which was one of the examples we used about the resurgence of American democracy, that people are prepared to stay in the process, to fight, to bring about real change in this country. So Portland and Maine, thank you very much for your support. Second point is what the book does is it says that at a time when this nation has some very serious crises, we cannot push these crises and these problems under the rug. We got to bring them out front. We've got to talk about them. And instead of having elections based on personality, what they have got to be is about the needs of the American people and how we resolve those issues. And in fact, in the book, the very last chapter deals with corporate media and the degree to which corporate media focuses on gossip and personality rather than demanding a real discussion of the real issues and what candidates are better suited to address those questions.
Amen.
Furthermore, what the book does is it's divided in half, two parts. First part talks about the campaign, and it talks about how we started and being described as a fringe candidacy by the pundits and the media. We started with no money, no organization, and relatively little name recognition. But it turned out that the issues that we were talking about, the decline of the American middle class, massive levels of income and wealth inequality, the fact that in Maine and Vermont and all over this country, people are working 2 or 3 jobs, that folks can't afford child care, that they can't afford college for their kids, that they're seeing their jobs going to China or to Mexico or other low-wage countries. That in the midst of all of that, the wealthiest people and the largest corporations are doing phenomenally well. It turned out that those were precisely the issues the American people wanted to hear discussed. They wanted to know why we are the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people as a right.
It ain't right.
Why we continue to have a disgrace of women earning 79 cents on the dollar compared to men. Why we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth at a time when 52% of all net income today goes to the top 1%.
That's it, Bernie.
Those are the issues that the American people want discussed. Those are the issues the American people want resolved. We are the wealthiest country in the history of the world. There is no reason why we have 43 million people living in poverty. There is no reason why we see an explosion of billionaires while the middle class continues to decline. We've got to get a handle on those issues.
2020!
The lesson that we have got to learn is we will not allow Mr. Trump or anybody else to divide us up by race, by sexual orientation, by gender, or by nationality. We have got to stand together and not accept any president who is going to propose bigotry in this country. We have come too far as a nation fighting against bigotry to go back. We're not going back. We are going forward. Concerns me very much about the Trump presidency is he ran for office talking about climate change being a hoax. Well, I say to Mr. Trump, climate change is not a hoax. It is the most serious planetary crisis we face today. And it is absolutely imperative that millions of people demand that Mr. Trump start listening to the scientists and not the fossil fuel industry. It is imperative that we transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. And the concern that I have is if the United States withdraws from that struggle to combat climate change, it will be a signal to India, to China, to Russia, to every country on the earth that they do not have to transform their energy system. And if that happens, what I worry about very much is the kind of planet we are going to be leaving to our kids and our grandchildren. And if we do not transform our energy system, it will be a planet that will not be healthy for future generations. So our job is to mobilize millions of people to say we are not going forward into bigotry, we're going to stand united, that we are going to transform our energy system, that we are going to create a government and an economy that works for all of us and not just the 1%. Those are some of the issues that the book talks about. And in these difficult times in our country's history, my last message is it is not acceptable for anybody to throw their hands up in the air and say, you know, I'm just angry, I'm disgusted, I'm giving up. You can't do that. But the message of today is, no, you're not going to give up. You're going to fight back. You are going to mobilize and educate and organize, because when millions of people stand together, we will be successful. That's the message. That, in my view, is what we've got to do.